Hey, welcome to the live. Let's have a look here. Audio, audio check. Seems to be on, but it's not connecting. Why? Delilah. General, audio. Echo cancellation. Check one, check two, check three. Check. Okay. What's going on here? It says it's working. It says it's working. There you go, Joe. I don't think the audio is working, so I've got to. Can you hear me, Joe, or not? I think I'm having issues. Can you hear me, Andy? That's the question I'm asking. It says the audio is on, but it's not registering. Just doing a check. Check. I can hear you. Okay, I can too. All right, all good. I wonder why it doesn't say it's working. I got no idea. Anyway, we'll run with it. Okay, thanks, Joe. Yeah, I'm live on tour with Radio Jonesy, just for an hour or so, just to come on and say hi. Bloody weather down here, stinking hot, about 23 or 24. That's hot for us. Um, Getting a little. Thank you, Joe. Says is lying. So who's lying? What's going on, Andy? So I can hear you. Thanks, Joe. So can Andy. And the sound is perfect. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I'm just trying a small little adjustment to the studio, and we're just trying to finish work. Oh man, I finished work about 1 o'clock. I've come home, done a few little things, and everyone's doing their own thing. I thought I'd just come down, and I'm still trialing this new area I'm in. Hear you, hear ya, see ya, right on. Hi, you're hot there. You say I'm always hot. You know me. I am warm and toasty. Oh, 45 Celsius. Joe, you can stick that where the sun don't shine, and you can have that, my friend. I don't intend to ever be in that those sort of temperatures for as long as I can avoid it. But I'm sure you're used to it out there, Joe. Joe Hub, my fabulous friend from Dubbo. The camera has moved, yes. A little bit of adjustment with the desk, and I just still think I'm going to change the angle. I'm not happy with the view, so the room's going to look funny. It'll look good on camera, but it'll look funny when you come in. I'm just trying a few different things here, Shawnee. But yeah, the camera is basically above the monitor, which is a good spot, I reckon. Yeah, good on you, Joe. So kind to bring us into your life. It is. Hey, Shawnee, have you been uploading your shows into the podcasts section of YouTube? Definitely makes a difference. Most definitely. Oh, Joe's got to work in those temperatures, mate. That's going to be way too hot. Cousin Ewan in Minneapolis got arrested for a protest on ice. Oh, man, what's wrong with Ewan? Hope he's okay, but hope he didn't get too. Back in the day when we used to get arrested, we used to get beat up and pushed around, and you didn't really want to be arrested, let me say that. So you sort of stayed with within the boundaries when the little local popo was about. I'm hoping we won't end up in a catastrophic fire danger rating. Well, I'm hoping that as well, Joe. You're in the heart of town, but aren't you, mate? You're not out on property, or I'm only guessing. Are you out on acres or are you in town? Yeah, I'm just going to trial and error. The camera doesn't really shine too well looking out the window, which I was hoping that might work, but no, it's not working at all. What's this one say? Come for a drive with me, YouTube, Life in Taz, which is pretty much changed now, I think, that handle. What's up? I gave the podcast. What's up? I gave up on the podcast section. I did hear that from a RSS feed before. Yeah, so the podcast section, you can still have your video in the video section or the live in the video section. And you have your podcast, you move the video to the podcast section. So it's in the two places where people go there. There are a lot of people who just go into the podcast section itself. Yes, he's got Andy. Andy has a few stories to tell, and his cousin. Yes, you can get lucky too. I've had another YouTuber tell me that his video was going nowhere, like he's live, but he does it similar to you, Shawnee, but he talks about subjects. Hence the video I did, the live I did yesterday, and he's got 145,000 views on that live, which on the podcast, which still counts on your video itself, but his normal content gets like 150, 200 if he's lucky. One of them just went off like a frog in a sock, as they say. Yes, if you got arrested, your parents knew it before you got home. I could tell you stories about that, Joe. Yes. I'm 16 k's out of Dubbo. Oh, yeah, heading towards Parks. Okay, mate. So you got a few acres, or you got a bit of land around you then. So very cool. It's the Moose Barbecue. Good on you, mate. Good to see you, the Moose. Yeah, just thought I'd come on for a quick impromptu live on tour with Radio Jonesy. Being a numbers guy, I'm looking at my numbers on that channel, and it is slowly falling down. So I might do lives on this channel and podcasts on the other channel. That is what's going to happen with the Radio Jonesy network. And not to mention, got a nice drive around video to come out later tonight or tomorrow. I just haven't got around to doing it. It's still in the phone. Where I went today was pretty cool. Nice rural area. Yes, that's right. People are doing that, Shawnee. People doing that are wanting content like a podcast. So instead of just scrolling randomly through lives or through YouTube, in the podcast section, a lot of the content is more geared to the podcast market. I got a new thumbnail for my one from yesterday. It looks a bit more professional. Yes, I probably need to get some YouTube clothing to wear. I got some shirts on order. I got some hats made up. Let me say that they turned up and they're absolutely. You can't read it. You can only read the bottom section and the rest of the picture and the rest of the writing. It's supposed to be in gold, and it come through, and you can't even see it. So I've got a full refund. Keep the hats, and we're getting some more. Well, I didn't get a refund. I'm just getting more sent out to me. But yeah, a bit like the old My Sex hat, Andy. That sort of style. So look out for the latest Monopoly game, Dubbo. Okay. I would continue to share your content, Shawnee, into the podcast section, and not sure if you're going to call it a podcast or whatever you're going to do with it, but there is a market. You could call it the gardening conversation or whatever you want to call it, but definitely brand it as well. Yeah, this is Shawnee Grows talking about blah 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 blah, and on the thumbnail put the gardening conversation, yada yada yada, whatever, or the gardening podcast, whatever you want to do on the thumbnail. But I think your content would probably work well if you've already tried it and you gave up. Just I'd keep going and give it a bit more of a push. Oh man, 100 overgrown acres. That's no good, Joe. And we don't want grass fires or anything like that heading out your way for sure, mate. I'm thinking about it, keeping my eye on the. But how good is it being out in the countryside? Let me just say that as well, Joe. I got this little wallaby in the yard. He is absolutely adorable. He's him and his mum were down on the high section. They don't come down onto the fire pit section and then down to the flower section. They stay up in the high area. I've cut a bit of grass for them, so the grass there's fresh shoots coming up, so they're happy there. That's just like a medium-sized wallaby, and this little baby jumped out of the pouch, and it's only so big, like tiny little thing, and it's learning how to jump, and it's prancing around all over the place and fast. And the grass on the rest of the hill is about 5 foot tall, and it's just weaving its way through, and you can see the grass moving like when it's going through. It's pretty cute, and I sat out there for a bit this afternoon to see if I could see it, and no, it's still hiding. It'll come out later tonight. And look who we have here. Sleeper Barbecue. Grills to Grills. Sleeper Barbecue. Good to see you. When I skipped school, my mum knew before I got home. Yes. Yes. It was very hard. And the Moose saying hi to Lance. Yeah, so when I used to skip school, it was very strategic. Oh, man, I'm going to have to stop that. That keeps popping in. Dubbo is going to be released. Monopoly Dubbo. Okay. Why are they doing one in Dubbo? What's the... is there a reason for that, or is it just because it's Dubbo? Drive? Drive where? I went on a nice drive today. Here we go. Shawnee Groves is trying it out. She's typed in radio, and sure enough, as the great man Sean from the Down Under Cruisers would say, and there's the link. Put on your Nightbot, showing Shawnee Groves. Yeah, it is. It is. Hey, we got 3 ships in port too, by the way. And the ocean is absolutely aqua and then dark blue. It's a shame this camera. I haven't got me good zoom camera in. Hey, Peaches, good to see you. And hi there. Hope everything is going well. Certainly is. We're a bit warm. Like warm for us is around 24 Celsius. Um, it started off quite nice. Like first thing in the morning, it was 17 degrees Celsius, and that's very rare. And yeah, had a nice little drive out in the country, do a little job, and then pretty relaxing. And then come back here, do a bit of work around this place, get it slowly. I got all these little jobs. I got all these little projects. I should focus on one project at a time, but I got about 5 running at once. So a little bit on that project, and then I'll done that bit, and then I'll go over and do this project, and I'll do a little bit there, and then the firewood project. We're still sort of cutting that original tree up that come down, and there'll be more of that on the weekend, and probably some content on Outback Tasmania for that one. But apart from that, let me just see what this camera looks like. It looked pretty bad on the podcast channel. I watched a bit of the replay, and it's just a little fuzzy. But you really, if you sort of see the water line, the water there, and then it's a bit of like light blue. Well, if you look at it with your eye, it's really like aqua color. But there's 3 ships in port there. You got the one with the red chimney on the left hand side, then the black chimney next to that, and then you swoop across and there's a whole dark, like black ship with a red chimney stack. He's still getting the wood chips. He was there yesterday. Um, the fuel ship left and another ship come in. I think he's getting logs. I'm not too sure. I could look all this up on the Bernie shipping schedule. And that other ship, actually, that ship, the last one on the left hand side there, the one with the little red stack, he'll be due to leave probably in the next 40 minutes. He heads to the mainland with his cargo. Looking at all the forklift activity, they've all stopped, so he must be loaded. I really do have to get a camera that zooms in, and so I can focus on a certain subject. Well, I'm glad everything is warm or everything's going fine or going well. Are the wood chips still there? They certainly are. If you look right in the center of the screen there, you'll see the sort of brown, like sandy colored pile. It's not very tall because they've been loading that ship, that blue or black ship there. He's been getting loaded. It's a never ending cycle. Yes, and the wood chips are the famous Bernie wood chips. Jody Genealogy, good to see you, and thank you for popping in. Yeah, that's the view out of the studio window. Hey, Gandalf, mate, good to see you. Hi, Shawnee says Gandalf. I meant to ask, are you facing south? No, we're facing east. We're right on top of the island, and we're facing around you. Actually, with your, you really can't see the other side of uh, like Devonport and other certain times during the day on that peninsula there that you're seeing there at Emu Bay. You can see on that waterline and more mountains in the distance, but you can't see them today because of either the weather is from the east, so whether it's blowing the sea mist or whatever it is that stops us seeing those mountains today is happening. But no, yeah, we're facing definitely looking to the east. South is the other way. Um, south is the other way. Oh, a stupid thing. South is like way down that way. And yes. Well, there we go. Yes, and Gandalf saying hi to Peaches. How you been, Gandalf? What's been going on? Let me. So the back of that ship that's going to leave is still the ramp is still down, so that's not going yet, and we might. It is a nice view. You do when we first arrived here, we would look out this window, like not this would in the sunroom, which is the room above me. We would look at the goings on, like you can see the whole city. What like the shopping centre car park? It's sort of in front of us, but I need a zoom camera to show you all this. You can even see the Hungry Jack's drive through, the Kentucky Fried Chicken drive through. You can actually see. This low, you probably can't see the McDonald's drive-through, but you can upstairs. But yeah, all the comings and goings, the fire station, the police station, the bus station, the bus. What do they call the? Not a station. It's where the interchange, the bus interchange. Yeah, and anyway, it's and not to mention the beach. And tide is about, it's a medium tide at the moment. Anyway, I am digressing. Let me. I'm looking out the window while I'm talking to you, which is quite. Have I fully recovered? No, I'm still got a sinus problem, but I'm sure it will eventually leave me. But I am much, much better. Thank you, Gandalf. Yes, that cold snap sounds either great or terrible, depending on your situation. I would love to see a snowdrop like they are talking about in Arkansas. Um, and then we'll be back to short sleeves and shorts. Oh, yeah, gotta love. I'm in a t-shirt and shorts as we speak. It's 9 Fahrenheit here in Ohio. Oh, not Idaho. Ohio. Where you been, Demoose? Good to see you. Yes, I still got that funny little cough. It'll eventually leave me, and I will be much, much better. I'll tell you what, with this microphone, I'm glad you couldn't hear. Oh, yeah, there we go. We got neighbours are out for a walk. As we, there they go. Lovely. Got the stroller. Let me say, see the hill we're on. They walk all the way down to the beach, which is on the far left of the screen with the little fella, and they'll walk around the beach and show him all the water park and the things down there. Then they'll walk him all the way up the hill, all the way home. Man, to be young and fit again would be fabulous. Little do they know that they made the Radio Jonesy live. Yeah, I need it. I keep saying it. I'm gonna have to shop around. Hey, we got this wardrobe via Timu. Like, big mistake. I mean, it's nifty. It's light. It's plastic. It looks like it'd be great in a little kid's bedroom, maybe, but you can't even fit a full size clothes hanger, like to hang your clothes up in it. The full size clothes hangers are too big. It's too skinny. But anyway, they're good drawers. I'll have to. I might do a video about it. Yes, 9 degrees. It's 11 degrees where the moose is. And everyone's, mate, it's about, computer here tells me now, well, it doesn't tell me, it says temperatures to drop, it says. What does that mean? Come on. So I hit that button and my computer is lightning fast. It says currently, oh yeah, we've dropped down to 21 degrees. At 6 p.m. it's going to get to 20. At 7 p.m. it's going to drop to 18. And then it's a 16, 14 at 9 p.m. That's the low of the night. And then tomorrow, Charlie the guard dog, he hears movement. Yeah, Charlie, behave yourself. Disrespecting the radio show. All right. Let's go back to here and back to here. I could do the two cameras at once, but I have to do the phone. And that's the little camera that we're looking at of this little black thing here. So just sitting on the windowsill. Hey, Beans Boy, good to see you, my friend. All the way from the Philippines. I bet you it's not cold there, my friend. It's Beans Boy, one of the best hardworking farmers you've ever seen. Yep, 70 Fahrenheit. Sounds lovely. Yep. Charlie. He's made a run for upstairs, I'd say. He hears footsteps. Someone and jeez, I don't know if you heard the door slam then, but someone closed the door. Oh well, it's as we're down here in the basement. Yeah, Charlie, the Tasmanian dog. Hey, Bobby, good to see you, mate, and welcome in. That's Bobby from Petty Jean River Homestead. Gandalf saying hi to Bobby, and everyone's saying hi, which is fantastic. Sunday will be as low as Sunday. The low will be 0 Fahrenheit. Whoa, gee. 0. No thanks. Yeah, so it's good to see everyone popping in. And how's everyone's? I tell you what, how is Steve going over at? On his, I've seen he was live a few times. Gandalf. He was live earlier today, I think. Are you talking about being an old man there, Gandalf? Well, that's your water dribble, Bobby. It doesn't sound right, mate. Yeah, looking forward to seeing the content. I've seen Come On Homesteading basically complaining that he's going on a cruise and he'd love to be at home and seeing the snow and looking after his daughter and that. But he's been planning this cruise for a while. Get this cable away from me. And yeah, it would be. I quite enjoy the snow, especially if you live in an area that you're not in Canada where the snow just dumps on you. It's stuck there for months on end or weeks on end. We could see 12 inches of snow on Sunday. Lance, get outside and make a snowman, mate. Put it on a video. I was on Steve's panel last night. All right, yeah, I did see something pop up in my feed. I have been sort of out and about and doing a few little things. Actually, while we're doing this, let me. Okay, yeah, I thought he did a live earlier. I wonder why he's gone on so early in the piece. Everyone's saying hi. Okay, let me check the settings here for that. For not for that. Here we go. Over here we go. Hey, there's another thing I've just noticed. The DuckDuckGo logo is not up. I wonder why. Sounds. What's this do? Doesn't do nothing. Huh. All these noises were supposed to go off and nothing went off. So I will not do that again. So go back to comments. Yeah, I don't know why he was. I don't know why either. Gandalf. Let me have a look at this. Probably going to go for another half hour or so, but if anyone wants to pop in and say hi, it'd be. Okay. Oh, yeah, the ARI link. Is that what that is? Well, there you go. It is. Apparently, yep, someone's trying to message me. Yeah, that link is for ARI, and Jonesy has some great music on it. Yeah, mate, I was talking about that yesterday, how the one thing you sort of miss from the area I was in is the ability to go see some fantastic live music in all these different locations for you know and the quality musicianship from just the local areas I was in. It was pretty good. All right, so let me just take a quick little break here, and I will be back in a sec. Okay, sorry about that. Here I am. I am back again. Bit of an interruption in the studio from the number one person of the household. And I'm headed to bed in about 20 minutes. I need to get up early tomorrow. Well, that's good timing, Gandalf, and it's always good to catch you. Peaches, Gandalf, can you drop your link? Maybe I missed it. I'm trying to find you to sub. And Gandalf, he's jumping at the chance. What do you like about Texas, Peaches? What do you like about where you live the most? What's what's the attraction for in the area that you're in? I always ask, like when I do like when I did radio interviews with different musicians, you'd ask where they live and like you didn't not their personal address, their region, and they'd say I live here, and you'd say, oh yeah, is it a nice area because of the music scene? And then the conversation would go on. Um, like yeah, mate, I'll have to work on that night. But I haven't done a live on this channel for a while. I got to fix all that Nightbot stuff up. But thank you, mate. I did change the handle. That's probably why. And yes, the friendliness of the people in Texas, the hospitality. That's a really good question to ask. And when we went to like Dallas and um, yeah, we landed at JFK, and then we what was that place we went out to? Anyway, we stayed for about a week and a bit. It was very nice. Went to the Sam Ash music store in Dallas. That was a lovely place, and some they got a good little stage there. If you don't know Sam Ash music stores in America, they're quite the large operation, and what they do and do do's and do don'ts. What they do, I should have said, is that they have a little stage in their shops, and when a band might want to come and trial a guitar, practice something, or the whole band might want to go in there and do a rehearsal. And then what that does is brings in music lovers when they say, "Oh, such a band will be in here rehearsing. If you want to come in and watch," and that brings music people into the shop. It's pretty cool. If you haven't ever been into a Sam Ash music store, they're pretty cool, and it's a pretty good spot. Okay, Kaz Home is gone. Hey, boss. Hey, Bean Boy, all you got to do is type radio and your link will drop. Actually, have I got that? Here we go. I've got a ticker for that. So we'll go back to there. Look at that lovely. What's that? It's not a. I was going to say a peach parrot. It's a nice looking bird. Definitely. Yeah. So, and the beauty of Tasmania, if you've lived in any mainland city, or even just out of the mainland of Sydney, like in Sydney, Newcastle, Central Coast, Wollongong, all these sort of areas which are within like an hour or 2 hours drive into the city, it's usually it's getting to be like a satellite city of the city of Sydney now. Like it's people are just relocating outwards because of the cost of housing, and it's still in those areas now. The housing costs are astronomical. But what's happening is the Sydney siders sort of people, personalities, attitudes. Yeah, they're bringing that with them, and it's absolutely do not like it one little bit. They're sort of when you see people in the street and they got their face down, looking at their phone, walking 100 miles an hour, don't acknowledge nobody, don't say hi to nobody. Well, down here it's the exact opposite. People walking around going, "Hey, how you going, bud? G'day, Cobber. How you going, mate?" That sort of, like that sort of stuff. And yeah, it is a bit of an eye opener for the tourists will come into town and they'll wonder, why are you talking to me like that? Like, you just from being one of those people, which I was trying not to be, to relaxing in this lovely island where everyone just chills and hangs out. Katie's Kitchen. Who are you asking who's Belt Loop? I'm not Belt Loop, that's for sure. Kazza. Sorry, Katie's Kitchen. Kaz home. Are you Belt Loop? Who are you asking? Surely not me, because he's from Mississippi. That's MISSIPP double SISSPI. I don't know. How do you spell Mississippi? Was I close? Mississippi. But Gary, we've been hanging around with Gary and Devil Dog for a while. Let me just say this from now, for all my followers out there, that the live at 5 on a Saturday is no more. I won't be live on Saturday night Central at 5. I'm just changing the way I do things, so it definitely won't be there. So hopefully it doesn't disappoint too many people, but I will be live. It just won't be at live. I've been live at 5 for a number of years, and it's dying a slow death. So look, I got more people here now doing a random pop up than I would have done if I'd done a live at 5 on a Saturday, which is absolutely crazy. And I'm happy with anyone wanting to come and have a chat and a conversation, but it's live at 5 is dead, because for me that is like, at the moment, that's 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I've got important things to do on a Sunday, as well as I could be out to the beach or going making a video. And I know on Sundays I'm usually not working, and if I am working, I'm getting double time. So anyway, let me just say, live at 5 won't be there, but this sort of time frame, Wednesdays for me and Tuesdays for me, well, Wednesdays and Thursdays are good for me, which is today and tomorrow, my time, because I am a day ahead of most people if you're not watching from Australia. Hey, and did you know my analytics tell me 97% of my watches are Australian? 97%. And I reckon there wouldn't be one Australian out of the 9 in the chat. Or is there? Anyway, I was just doing my thing, doing the analytics, tidying up my channel, doing all that sort of stuff. And here we go. Okay, this is with StreamYard. That is Gandalf. Tell me which ones you like. This is number one. It's called The Bubble. Do you like that smaller sort of channel name and then the writing? This is called The Classic. The big picture, the big bold information. That is the number two. Is called The Classic. So the one is The Bubble. The two is The Classic. The three is very tidy. Bit hard to read, I suppose, but that is the minimal. That is the three. And then we'll go to the four, which is the block, which is pretty cool, actually. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's do a poll. I'll run through them again, but tell me which ones you like. 1, 2, 3, or 4. That is number 4 on at the moment. All right, the chat's going off like a frog in a sock. Peach is saying hi to Shawnee. How you doing? I'm good. I want to tell you how much I appreciate your channel, Shauna. Shauna. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't meet a nicer person than Shawnee Grows. Hope everything's going good, Shawnee. I did see those emails late yesterday. That is one of my things that I don't focus on now. I'm not doing the music as much, is answering 100 million emails I get, but I will check. I will contact. Yes, I know. Talking to do text. Shawnee, you've done that very well. Yes, definitely. 97% are Australian. Yes, 3%. So like 2% were American, and then there was the Philippines, like a half or a quarter of a percent, and then a couple of others. But it was weird. That's what the old analytics tell me. 97%. They definitely don't come to the lives. But when you do read the comment section, a lot of them are Australian, to be honest. The comment, if you go through my comment section, you'll see. All right, let me. All the best to you. Love from Australia. Look, there we go. See, 97%. Now, I would say that's a love parrot, but I don't know if I'm out of place. What sort of parrot is that you're feeding with a handful of seed? Team replay. Do you like the bubble, the classic, the block, the write your votes in the comments section? Definitely write your votes in the comments section. Let me just show you again of the styles. This is the bubble. It looks very tidy. The classic seems to be for the visually impaired. That is a really big chunk of screen. The classic. That is the minimal. and the block. So there you go. Yeah, tell me what you like in the chat or in the what are the most popular? What is the most popular sport here in Tasmania? Um, very good question. Very good question. You would say normally you would say Australian rules football, so that's AFL. Um, that's where the Tasmanian Devils will start this season playing in like a second division, and then the year after they will be playing 26, 27, 28. No, 2 years in the second division, and then they'll be in the first division once the stadium has been built. But the trouble for me is it's going to be built like a 4 hour drive away. But AFL is popular, basketball is hugely popular, soccer is fabulous, there's tennis, netball, um, athletics, cycling. Like we got a velodrome here and a running track. Sports is huge in Tasmania, to be honest with you. Cricket, that's like the Australian sort of a thing like baseball. There is a very small baseball competition in Launceston, which is probably only a like wouldn't be 100 people playing it. And but AFL historically is the main sport. That is Australian rules football, which only gets played in Australia. You'd have to look it up. AFL. It's definitely an unusual sport, but once you get into it, man, it's like a huge field, a big oval, and they kick the ball through the main goalpost. You get 6 points, and then you got two posts outside those posts. And if you sort of miss the main one and just squeeze it in the other ones, you get 1 point. And it's like basketball. The ball, it's just fast. They kick the ball, and then you catch it. If you catch it on the full, you get another free kick. It's like they play a sort of similar game in Ireland, um, Gaelic football. They're very sort of similar. So there is a few of the Irish do come out here to play AFL, and a few of the Australians go over there for a bit of a working holiday and play in Ireland. A few of the Australian kickers, because they punt in that game, become punters in the NFL. It is it is an interesting question. Sport is just diverse. There is just so much going on. And if you watch the television right now, there's cricket because it's leading into the semi final. Actually, tonight, the Tasmanian Hurricanes play the Melbourne All Stars in the semi final of the cricket. So it's a 20 over, it's called a 2020, where they bowl 20 overs and then you got to smash as many runs as you can score. It's very good for television. Yeah, 2020. It's called the Big Bash. That is, I would love to have gone to that game tonight, but like I said, it's about a 4 hour drive there and a 4 hour drive back. So you'd basically ride off tomorrow, stay overnight. Create a poll on the YouTube side. Create a poll, Shawnee. I am not a poll person. Media assets, video clips, QR codes. I don't know how I do that, Shawnee. Let's have a look. Create a poll. No, no, no. What's this doing here? Let me just play this. I wonder what this is. I wonder what that was. Anyway, don't click that button again. Note to self. All right, where were we? Create a poll. 3 and 4 don't take up as much of the screen. My sentiments exactly. You can still read it. Like this is 4. That's called the block, and the minimal is the 3. I quite. I think the classic is just a bit over the top. Look, I don't mind the 1 or the 4. They're very similar, aren't they? But you get a better picture of the actual subscriber who's, or the person who's made the comment. You get more, yeah, like the block. Look at that. Gandalf Smith. Lovely picture of Gandalf. He needs a bit of a shave, bit of a haircut, but he's looking pretty smart. But there you go. Sorry, Gandalf. I brought a new 27-inch monitor so I can easily read all 4. Good on you, Gandalf. Man, I am using a hard drive and a monitor. I had 2 monitors, but unfortunately I broke one of them. Like I said, this gear here is about 11 years old, maybe even 12 years old now. And I bought it secondhand, so it's older than that, but it was renovated like that 11 years ago. Yes, and the I've got my little laptop here as well, so I can do a bit of research and other things on the laptop. So it's just down there. I won't move the camera because it could do some damage. But yeah, Shawnee votes the bubble. Of course you vote the bubble. So we've got 2 for the 4. Oh, you didn't. Oh, no, sorry, the bubble. The bubble's the first one. So Shawnee's voted for the bubble. Gandalf said he's happy with that or that. I don't mind the block because it gives a bigger picture of the commenter, the channel who's made the comment, than on the bubble. What do you think? I vote bubble. Might just try that for now. Gandalf. Oh, yeah, I knew Gandalf would go the 3. He likes the dark. He's from the Luke. I am your father. I am from the dark side. It does look pretty cool and professional, let me say. And the picture is the same, basically. A little bit smaller. That's way small. That's what Gandalf's fighting for, the 3. That is the 3. I'll go back to the 4. That is the 4, which is the block. Alrighty. Where are we in the chat here? Got 11 wonderful people in the chat. Thank you very much for popping in. Bobby says, did anyone else get bit by a mouse today? It's the only thing, it's the closest thing to a mouse I got. Bobby. You reckon I'd get a wireless one, but no. I've even got a second one over here. I got 2 mice. Look at this fancy one. Anyway, that's for the laptop. I've got a touchpad for the laptop, but you know I'm an old man. So you got bitten by a mouse today, Bobby. That's not very good. Okay, everyone's saying Bobby. No, and share your story. I was sitting and watching Jointed Gems, our typical bloody Gary, and it came up and bit my left hand, ring finger. I guess it was hungry. Ouch. That's a pretty brazen mouse to bite your hand. Luckily, we haven't seen her. The last. Oh, the ship is leaving. Man, the ship is leaving. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Alert, alert. Will Robinson. Okay. Okay, so that ship that was in port is just heading out to go around. It's called the Strait Link because it sails across Bass Strait. So it's just heading out to go around the breakwall, and it's off to Melbourne. 6 o'clock on the dot. And you know what? The strangest thing in Melbourne right now, there is the sister ship to this one is leaving the port of Melbourne and heading here to Burnie. And in the middle of the night, they'll pass each other, and they could get there in a lot faster time, but they burn too much diesel. So for the economy or the economy of the crossing, the computer that runs the ship, uh, it the computer says the weather is this is blowing, the wind is blowing from whichever direction. Here's the angle we're going to go at. The computer basically sails that ship at the correct speeds to get there in the most fuel efficient manner. So it takes them around 10 to 12 hours. Like the other ship will be here around 6 a.m. So it's just gone 6 p.m. But that is the straight link. And we watch him until he goes out of behind them trees. That is the strangest thing, asking for a fight like that. Were you eating any food at the time, Bobby? Is a very good question. I don't put up with mice. Maybe I'll become a mouse man. And there you can see sort of like the length of that ship, because that is a big break wall once he turned. I need to get a zoom. Okay, Jonesy, create a poll only to be done by YouTube chat side plus in the chat box. Can't do it from StreamYard. Okay. Well, I'm in StreamYard. Hey, I'm in StreamYard and there is no duck in the corner. I wonder why. Have I paid for it without knowing? Have they taken money out of my account? Which I know for a fact they haven't. But that is the straight link heading off to the city of Melbourne. Oh, let me come down. I once chased one around my bedroom with a machete. Oh, geez. Classic is for teaching. Yes, definitely. And there she sails. The straight link. See the white on the side of the boat, that on the ship, that actually says straight link. That is the brand of the company that does the freight. Yeah, it's pretty cool watching him come and go. Well, not just that ship, but all ships, to be honest. Here we go. Bobby has typed in the word radio, and sure enough, there is the Petty Jean River Homestead Channel. Okay, there goes the ship. So the ship has sailed. Let's, until we see something else, we'll come back to this wonderful video of me, unfortunately, for you. Here we go again. Yes, I'm on my other channel today. I was just sitting down trying to work out the channel. 1 foot takes off, 2 foot for land, 2 foot landing. 1 foot, 1 foot takeoff, 2 foot landing. So where did that come from? Yeah, see, here's another Australian. That's why I got 97% in my analytics. I agree, the bubble. Okay, so we got 2 votes for the bubble. So the bubble is the bubble. So we got 2 votes for the bubble, 1 vote for the minimal, and 1 vote for the block. And look who's in. We have the one, the only, the superstars of the YouTube world in Tasmania, the one and only. Look at this, the Sandvan. So hey, I hope both of you are watching. I get 2 extra views there. The Sandvan, what's up, guys? Where are you? What part of Tasmania are you hiding out tonight? Good to see you too, by the way. And if you haven't connected with the Sandvan, just best to do so because they are 2 of my all-time favourites that we watch regularly here on the big screen. Without fail, me and the missus grabs the remote, starts scrolling through my channel to see what's for yeah, geez, I just hung up on somebody that's I shouldn't have really. But anyway, what's for watching, and sure enough, it's the Sandvan. As he clicks it, and we watch it. Yeah, see what happens when your children. Hey, 1 foot takeoff, 2 feet landing. Check out the Sandvan. Type in radio, and your channel will drop, and you'll get to see some of the Sandvan stuff. I definitely need that sticker for the back of the car because I've got the old sticker, which is the green one, is it? And the orange one's got the Australia. Anyway, the Sandvan, check them out. Definitely. Good on you, mate. Thanks for popping in. And here's our very favorite, wonderful sounding English woman. I was going to say beautiful person. I should say that anyway, but I just don't want to sound like I'm over the top. But Muddy Puddles Farm. Hope you're going well. It must be early in the morning, and welcome in. The Sandvan, welcome in. Definitely, if you haven't connected with the Sandvan, here we go. We got 2 for 4. So Lance has come in with on the banners of YouTube. That is number 1 is the bubble. Number 2 is the classic. Number 3 is the minimal. And number 4 is the block. So we got a few for the block now. So we'll just stick with that one. Whichever one you think looks good in the old YouTube world. Yeah, I'm chasing watch hours actually on this channel just for they're just sort of slowly coming up. In my big book of numbers, the watch hours have dropped down to 1,922. But the good news, 2 weeks ago, they're at 1,895. So they are climbing. So, yes, the big book of numbers. Yeah. I don't know why. I check the numbers nearly daily. It's just a habit I've got into, and I just see what's working and what's not, and then I sort of make little changes. So, yes, Why am I like this? I do not know. And for the sand van, let's just look out the window again. And that's the view out of the studio, right here, right now. Downtown Burnie, where it's all happening. Tasmania, it is the place to be in 2023, 24, 25, and 26. Got a well-dressed man walking up the street wearing a tux. It's the Sandvan saying hi to Gandalf. Everyone's saying hi, which is lovely. It's a great community in here, to be honest. I missed your birthday live. I missed your birthday live too, Shawnee. How dare you do a birthday live and I missed it? I'll have to go back for the replay. I will check that out. What's it called? Is it called the birthday live, Shawnee? Looking forward to seeing you in the replay. And this, what you see right here, right now, is a wonderful mishmash of channels. We've got Gandalf Smith, who is a fantastic supporter of channels. We've got Shawnee Grows, a fantastic gardening channel, and wonderful moderator and friend of the station here, or the channel. Muddy Puddles Farm, and another fantastic up-and-coming channel, just really at the early point of your growth. And if you ever want to hear a beautiful English-speaking accent, Tim and Sandy, I know you've just come back, and sorry for the occasion that you're over there. My sympathies, but you should hear the voice. Muddy Puddles Farm. You will absolutely love it. And Shawnee's, I hear. Here we go. Muddy Puddles. Types in radio, and sure enough, Nightbot does its thing and drops the link. And we're not really a YouTube growth channel here, but if you like, you go over and check out a channel. If you like it, you definitely check it out. Sometimes there's only so much certain channels you can watch, like homesteading. I've got a lot of homesteading channels that I sort of watch religiously, and then I've got other ones that I sort of quickly sort of skim through. I got ones that put in like maybe an hour's worth of content on a video, and maybe I watch it at 2 times the speed until I want to see what they're actually doing, and then I'll slow it down and watch it in normal speed. So maybe I'm not the most perfect person to be supporting channels, but I do. There's only so much time, so many people to support. If there is no duck, you must have paid. I still have the duck. I did this the other day and there was no duck. So how else can I find out what's going on, Shawnee? Is there a way I can check? Because I know you can only have 6 people up on panel. And if anyone would like to come up for a quick visit and a talk about their channel, maybe come up for a few minutes and just spread the word. There is, because I think everyone I see here that I know, you'd have to be someone I know to let you up. But yeah, I'll, wrong button. I always press that wrong button. So yesterday I done the podcast. Today I'm just doing this random. Yesterday was on Radio Jonesy. Today is on tour with Radio Jonesy, the 2 different channels. But I'm glad that a lot of my audience sort of has both channels. We had an awesome mousing cat when I was little. There was always a pile of mice and rats on the doorstep each morning. Wow. Our poor little cat passed away at Christmas, just before Christmas. He was a nice old fella. Um, he used to definitely um, catch a mouse or two when they were around. Um, I don't see a poll. No, there is no poll. But what I was doing, I was saying in the StreamYard, number yes, it works better when you share a comment. What I was doing was, we're getting the old rig serviced. Okay. So definitely we'll catch up on the 2nd of Feb. What day is that? I wonder. Let me have a look. Um, I'm very organized. Where is the calendar? I am extremely fast. Calendar. Okay, 2nd of Feb is a Monday. Excellent. I'll put that in the. So I'll put that in my little calendar. But yeah, number one, here we go. Back into this is what we've been talking about in the banners. The banners. Oh man, why am I losing the plot? The style. Number one is the bubble. Uh, the bubble has a small picture of the person who made the comment and then the words underneath. The classic is for the visually impaired. It's very big and it comes on the screen. Number three is the minimalist. It is a nice sort of square picture. It is black, which is different, and the writing's in white, so it sort of makes it look a little different, but that is the minimal. And then the block is the fourth one. It is a nice bigger picture again of the channel that made the comment and the comment itself. So that is one, that is two, that is three, that is four. I'm sort of gravitating towards the four. The three does look good too, depending on where we're at, but we'll go back to the comments. Okay, I think. Okay, run down here. Okay, so Muddy, I mean the three. I'll leave it on three for a bit. I tried to get my neighbours cat to come into my garage, but it won't come in. Well, sometimes I was never a cat person. So where are you getting the car serviced at? Toyota or at Kui or in town? Definitely going to be, and that must throw you for a loop as well. When it's your home and then your van is like in the shop. So what are you going to do for that day? You're going to come to Radio Jonesy's place and hang out. We could arrange that if that's what you'd like to do. The live turned gardens into pantries. That is the secret of my birthday live party. Yes, food pantries. Hey, Ace, good to see you. Number 6. Good to see you and welcome in. Everyone's up late in America. Everyone's saying hi to Ace. There is the happy birthday live. All right, Shawnee, I will endeavour to get back onto watching that. Oh, that's right. That's the link. All right, the munchy time. Be right back. Got on your Gandalf? All right, I'm already over the 3. All right, so number 3, I'm going back to the block. Number 4. Where are we? Muddy, everyone's saying hi. Audio only. Audio only. Camera is off. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no dramas. No dramas in the world. Hey, drop the pin. There is Tim from the Sandvan. They have a new channel. They are trying to do this wonderful channel where it's called Drop the Pin, where they actually review campsites. And right at the moment, they're in Tassie. So if you want to see a lot more of Tasmania, check out the Sandvan, and then Drop the Pin is. And if Tim can't type radio, can one of my moderators drop the pin for that channel and see how we go? I can do audio. Yeah, that'd be great. Doesn't matter. Awesome. Pop in. I want to hear that accent. I'm sure Tim will love it. Yeah. Nice name, Shawnee, for sure. Let me go paste. There we go there again. Oh, there we go. Nightbot has done the job. Drop the pin. Thanks, Lance. Good to see you, mate, and appreciate you for popping in. And thank you indeed. Bosch Place to get the injectors replaced. We've got an Airbnb booked. Okay. Bosch. I wonder where Bosch is. Okay. Downstairs we have a wonderful, we'll get the audio here of the wonderful Joe at Muddy Puddles.
Hello.
How are we going today?
We're going really well actually. I've been out strangely since about 5:30 when I took my dogs for a walk, but I was really lazy. I put my coat over top of my pajamas, so camera's off. I'm afraid.
No, that's fine. That's fine. The lovely accent is wonderful. So,
Thank you.
how are we going with your channel? Is very small at the moment. You're at about 250 or
Oh, I'm growing.
subscribers.
I'm growing.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
on
Yeah.
410 now.
Wow. Well, there you go. Last time I looked, you were around 250. So you're 410.
Uh,
That's great. And
moving
let,
on.
how let's get down to the nitty gritty. How long have you been doing the YouTube?
I started my channel in 2023, but
Okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't take it seriously. I literally thought I'm going to give it a go and see if I can actually edit videos. And my first videos are rubbish, and there was one every few months. I think I had about 4 or 5 videos out in total. But then we moved from where we were in Wiltshire, which
Yeah.
if you're not in the UK, probably it's not relevant to you. But we moved. So my land was 3 hours away, a 3 hour commute. So we moved, so we're just around the corner from it. And then I started consistently putting videos out, and I started that um, end of April, beginning of May last year. And yeah, I've just grown and grown and grown since then, which is grand. It's slow, it's steady, but you've got to put the work in if you want your channel to grow.
Yeah. Let, like this is I've been doing this now for 3 years. I can tell you if my advice for anybody is the watch hours, right? The watch hours is, if you want to be monetized, the watch hours is the thing that you need. Don't even worry about subscribers until your watch hours are getting close. Like for the first level is obviously 3K, and then the second level is 4K. But Shorts got me a ton of subscribers on this channel. Like I'm up to 4,000 odd on this channel, and I've done all sorts of stuff on this channel to ruin it. Really, I've done music. I've done um, yeah, vlogs. I've done all sorts of stuff on this channel. And the advice I was given by somebody who is very well up in the YouTube land was to say, give this channel a miss and concentrate on the new channels. That's why I started Radio Jonesy, that channel. But then I don't know. This channel, I just kept it rolling, and it's sort of still making a little bit of income, and it's still doing a little bit of its own little dance by itself. So then I thought, well, you know what? I'll just continue on in the vein of keeping this one going. But um, for growth, yeah, you got to just lives will get you watch hours, and shorts will get you subscribers, and content will keep it all going. I know it
Yeah,
sounds.
and I like your variety. I like your little drive around in the car, and I like your thoughts on the world and retirement and how things are. But I also like your lives and watch a lot of your content. To be fair,
Yeah, I miss my time on the radio. Like I used to do a lot of radio, and I sort of miss. I took a year off last year from the contract that I had, and they've said, "Do I want to come back and do this extra work for them?" And I actually said no because I'm going to just continue on doing YouTube now because I'm leading into retirement, and I just want to have a little side hustle, whether it be $200 a month or 50 or $100 a month or even more. It's just a nice little project, like you can meet wonderful people, you can have some interesting conversations, and sure enough, you get paid a little bit on the side with all the ad revenue.
yeah, it's good. Well, I didn't start my channel to get monetized because I didn't think I would be able to. I started because I was hoping if I put videos out that local people
Yeah,
would watch and then they'd want to come and buy my produce. And I was aiming for a couple of hundred local people, and um, YouTube is too global.
yeah, oh yeah,
Literally, um, my son, that was the other thing, my son was traveling and it was a way for him to see what was going on at home. Because he was
exactly.
traveling around Asia and watching religiously, they started putting putting my content out in and around Asia for people to see. That's where all my impressions came from. So when I first started, I had about 80% of my viewership were from Asian countries, from Laos and
Yeah, it's
um,
amazing. Yeah,
Vietnam and places like that, which was really peculiar.
it is. It's amazing how people pick you up. Like I had a run for a while where everyone was from the Philippines. Um, they were huge supporters. They were all jumping in. Um, the the thing that they were doing to my channel was that they were all coming in to say hi, and then they're all sharing you out with other people, and those other people are coming in to say hi, but then they all don't stick around and they disappear. And so the poor old algorithm's going, all these people are coming in to watch these videos, and they're instead of watching the video, they're only staying for a minute or two, and then they jump off and they say, "Oh, the video must be crap." Like this is the algorithm. It
Yeah,
the longer you can hold an audience, the more YouTube will share you out because what they want is to have people on their platform. So they want to if you can end the screens, when your video finishes and you see all the people saying, "Oh, if you like what you see here, you click on this one here, or we've got one here. This one will take you there, and this one will show you this, and that sort of thing actually works. It gives you a view, and then then they'll watch another one, and then hopefully another one. I'm sure Tim and Sandy from the Sand Van would testify to that, because they do blocks of videos in their regions that they go visit, and I'm sure people go and watch, and they'll watch that sort of playlist.
Yeah,
But
I need to work out how to put those links into my video. I haven't got that far yet.
it's
Definitely
easy.
need to put links in.
Yeah, you just go to your studio. Do you use your phone for everything?
No,
Or do you?
I use a laptop and I
Yeah,
edit in Filmora
yeah. So on your
and then export it.
what
Sorry.
you could go into any of your old videos
Okay.
on your YouTube studio, and you click, just say you click content, and then you go. It'll come up on your laptop. You'll go edit, whatever your last. Might as well start at your first video that pops up, and as you scroll down for the edit, on the right hand side of your screen, there is called an end screen. You click the end screen button, and then it says, it gives you a choice of one video and one subscribe, which usually means your channel link will get dropped there. But you can add other channels. You can add all sorts of information on the end screen. It's pretty simple once you have a look. But yeah, just go into your studio, and then go to edit, and then if you look down on the right hand side on the laptop, it will say end screen, and you just click. Like I just clicked one then. It says best fit for viewer. So let YouTube sort out what video they want to show next. But you can put all that stuff in yourself if you really want to. And then you just basically click save. It's just a click, tick, and a flick, and it's done. It's pretty simple. Yeah. No.
Be looking at that later today.
Oh well, like I'm the YouTube guru. I could teach you all these little tricks, and what I did, I had a guy contact me, and we talked for ages, and he had like 400,000 subscribers, and he thought, it's a long story. I won't go into the story, but he ended up giving me a bit of advice. So yeah, it was free advice. He just said, I think you're doing this wrong. I think you're doing this right over here. He basically, this is the best bit of advice I was ever given by anyone. He said, check your analytics. And he said, go to your analytics, which I'm on my other laptop right here. And it says, click your analytics. So I clicked it. And he said, okay. He said, go to video. Hang on, where I go. Yeah, I'm talking it up and I'm not even doing it right. He said, go to your analytics, go to content. Yep. And then as you scroll down, videos, more than likely the laptop's a little bit different than I'm clicking here now. But the analytics will give you everything you need to know. It'll say stuff like most viewed, and if you watch what's viewed the most or what's viewed recently, it just tells you what's working, and then you just rinse and repeat. If you're doing a video about the sheep and you got a heap of views, well, continue. You don't have to go back every day, but definitely, whatever works the best, try to rinse and repeat. And
yeah, I do that. You know what? You know what that's done to me, Jonesy? It's made Kevin a star, and that means I can't eat him anymore.
yeah,
people just turn up for Kevin content all the time. Kevin's my pig, and he is so funny. So, I'm out of bacon next year.
Yeah, we have to get Kevin needs to have an unnamed relative visit for a short period of time. But
Yeah, I think if I want bacon, I'm just not going to be able to show the bacon pigs on the channel.
no,
I'm
no,
thinking, I'm thinking maybe if people like Kevin so much, maybe there's a merch opportunity there. Maybe I need a
yeah,
Kevin t-shirt or a Kevin
definitely,
baseball cap.
yes, guaranteed, guaranteed. And you know what actually works best for it works in the music industry, which I know a little bit about, and it works good on YouTube. Is the secondary income is where the money's made. So you don't even have to be monetized to be making that money, like you just said. You could have a merch store, whether you find the best way to do your merch, um, yeah, drop ship or wherever you can get a t-shirt made that you could make a few dollars off, and then you got the access on your channel to say, oh yeah, by the way, check out the new stuff, the new gear, the new merch. It is buy me a coffee. It is all this sort of see buy me a coffee too. That is a I haven't used it, but that is a anyone can use that link. Um, it is a link that it's a third part. How does that really work? It is a link where you get. Um, I don't know if they take a fraction of the money that comes in, but it's a link. You can get that straight away, and yeah, they buy you a $5 coffee or a $10 cappuccino or a and then yes, a lot of people are sort of running down that sort of road, but definitely merch. And here is Tim and Sandy. S- Stay on brand as well. Don't confuse your channel with too much diversity. We've just started the soundscapes and dropped the pin channels because people weren't interested in those. Yeah, definitely. What you're doing, Tim and Sandy do a lovely. They live in their van and they're doing the big lap of Australia, which is really they're just going wherever they want. Um, they're not like basically traveling on a circle. They love Tasmania. I reckon they're going to eventually relocate here for sure. I reckon there's no place like Tasmania in Australia. It is so diverse. This island that we live on here, and you can see so much. Anything from mountains to beaches, and if you follow their channel, you'll see everything in between.
Yeah, I think Tasmania may be a little bit like here. It's very diverse here. I'm just saying, we've got microclimates. There are places with palm trees growing, and there are great vineyards, and then there are also there's also a tea plantation. But where I am on the coast, the storms come in, and just like you showed a video last summer with like beautiful blue sky, and then a storm rolled in, and then blue sky again. We get a lot of that here. It's like you look in every direction and it's blue, and then all of a sudden you walk down to the bottom of the field and it starts spraying buckets at you, and then you run back to the top of the field to hide in the shed, and it stopped again.
Yeah, for sure. It's like right here, right now. You can see. Well, I can actually see the mountains on the other side of the. You really can't see it on that picture, but you couldn't see it about an hour ago. It was just all sort of haze. But um, yeah, it is like where I went today, for instance. I'm going to drop a video on Tasmania Island Live um, later tonight, tomorrow. I was say 20 minutes away from this location, and it looked like I was in the middle of the countryside, in the middle of nowhere. You couldn't see. I was on a dirt road, and it was only like a 20-minute drive away. And
Yeah,
it's just everyone is like in their little cities. Like there's 4 cities: Burnie, Devonport, um, Launceston, and Hobart, and that's the way they are in growth as well. Like the smallest one is here, and then Devonport's a little bit bigger, and then Launceston is a lot bigger, and then Hobart is even twice the size of the others. But in saying all that, I love the northwest of the islands. Like up this end, it's just a little bit slower, a little bit wilder. You know, it is. I've never been to England, so I really can't say, but it looks like in winter here, yes, we get rain, sun, cloud, rain, sun, cloud. When people go to the beach, they take a raincoat with them, just in case.
Yeah, sounds very much like here. And wellies.
Yes,
Have
yeah,
to take your
that's it.
wellies too. But
Yeah,
it's mad where I live. I live in a little town called Camelford, and 4 miles in one direction is the highest point on Bodmin Moor. It's called Brown Willy. And then in the other direction, 4 miles, I'm at a beach. And it's crazy that within just a few short miles that the scenery is so different. And it's madness because from the highest point on Bodmin Moor, you can see both coasts in Cornwall because we're right at the bottom
yeah,
uh, and as far southwesterly as you can get. And
nice.
it just blows my mind that you can't see the very end, you can't see Land's End, but
Yeah.
you can see the north and south coast.
Well, on Tim and Sandy must have went very close to your place because they went down to Land's End on one of their videos recently when they flew back to England for a family sort of event, unfortunately. But while they were there, they filmed some wonderful videos, and they went down to Land's End, and um, then they went to this wonderful coffee shop, and I want to see the unedited footage of that person swimming down in the bay, Tim and Sandy. That was that looked like a lot of fun where you were, and yeah. But if you, I highly recommend this channel here, the Sandvan. If you haven't connected with these people, man, check them out. They are absolutely fantastic. Very very Radio Jonesy approved. Yeah, this. To be honest with you, everybody in here is pretty cool. I know most of the people that are in here now. There's a few I really don't know. I don't really know Debbie loves cats, crafts, cats. Sorry about that. Deb loves crafts. Yeah, and secondary income out of YouTube is definitely things that you can sell on. So that is definitely a way of making a little bit of income on YouTube. Look at this SO5150. Good morning from South Carolina, USA. Well, good afternoon. We're in the future. It is currently, say, 20 to 7 on a Wednesday evening. We're looking out to sea in Burnie, Tasmania. So, couple of ships in port there. But yeah, it is like YouTube, and YouTube is it gets under your skin sometimes. Like it sort of, you try to, you think you've worked it out, and then all of a sudden it's not what you thought. But once you find your formula, it's all about rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I had a video. I don't know what it's on at the moment. Last time I looked, it was on about 13,000 views of some chicks hatching. And I was like, oh great, people want to see baby animals and chicks hatching and things like that. And so took some more videos of that kind of stuff, and it's got nowhere near the same amount of traction.
Yeah,
Uh,
on radio,
Confusing.
it is confusing, and it's a bit hit and miss as well. But on Radio Jonesy, like before I was monetized there was a video. I watched this video of a guy who talked about he's 52. I avoid people, and here's why. Right? He was the very first channel that did that video. This guy from Canada, and I watched it, and I really could. He was a musician. He was just didn't want drama in his life. He was just keeping to himself, and I was sort of feeling exactly the way he was explaining. So I did a video straight after that and said, yeah, at the time I think I said I'm 62. I avoid people, and here's why. So I completely used his title, but I talked about his video and why his video has resonated with me so much. And that video got me 23,000 views, and that's probably the best outcome on any video that I've done. And he he contacted me and said, "Wow," he said, he sent me an email saying, being a musician, he wants to. Yeah, we had a few conversations, and he was just telling me his side of YouTube, what works, and see, that video got him 1 million views, but that video got him monetized as well. But you think with 1 million views, he's made a lot of money out of it. So by the time he was eligible for monetization with that video, and then he put the claim in, to be monetized, it took like 3 days, and then views are climbing, 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 climbing. He probably got about 32,000 views over that million that was monetized. So
Wow.
it's a
It's
funny.
really unfair. You
Well,
wonder if YouTube purposely delays sometimes.
well, it usually takes a couple of days for it to happen. To be honest with you, but
Yeah.
he just said it was just the way it was. He said, "I wish I had a smaller video, and then the big video hit." But he rinsed and repeated that video about 5 times, in different ways. Here are the comments, and boy, he got some weird comment. Like the comments section on YouTube too. When you do a talk subject sort of channel, you get a really crazy uh, bunch of commenters from people that love what you do to people that think you're a fraud and people that man, I've had to block comments and do all sorts of funny stuff. And I'm just me doing me. Like I'm not here to tell anyone to do anything. And like I'm just an old bloke doing YouTube. And man, there's some crazies out there in the world.
Sure are. I know I've been so lucky. I've not had I've had one horrible comment, but that got deleted quite quickly, blocked. But there are some very strange people out there, and they're quite aggressive sometimes. And it's just like, wow, if you don't like the content, you don't have to watch it. Just gracefully leave.
Yes, exactly.
Don't because people don't go, oh yeah, they've got a good point. People go, what an idiot, what an unpleasant person. You don't do yourself any favors by leaving those sorts of comments.
No, it's weird. I mean,
Oh, Minack Theatre.
yeah,
I spent so many nights there when I was a child. We used to brew our own ginger beer and take that. And of course, being kids, we'd make it alcoholic.
yeah, of
And
course.
we'd sit there drinking ginger beer till we couldn't see the lighthouse straight.
Oh wow. You know what I used to do at high school? I used to take oranges to school, but I used to inject them with vodka with a syringe.
Nice.
I'd suck out my parents the vodka out of the bottle and then inject them into these oranges. And I'd take about 4 or 5 oranges to school every day.
Oh, we were really bad. I lived in Cyprus for 3 years as a lifeguard there. We used to have after hours pool parties, and we used to put vodka in the slush machine. We have vodka slush. That was interesting.
Gee.
You just have to
Oh,
make sure you clean it out afterwards. You get in a lot of trouble if you forget to clean that out.
yes. Well, we're not here to corrupt any miners or to do anything crazy, but we're still alive. We're still kicking, and it
Yeah.
was it was a crazy time. I didn't tell none of my friends too because I thought that'd make me, like I'd be bringing 20 oranges to school every day. But no, I used to, people used to say, geez, you eat a lot of oranges. And I used to go, yeah, I love them. But, I don't know, might have affected me in later life.
It
You can
depends
see.
on how much you remembered.
uh,
It's not conducive. It's not conducive to remembering the lesson, is it?
well, strangely enough, I was talking to a German person today, and she said to me, what do you remember from school, of all things? She said that to me today. And I said, wie heißt du? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then she said, oh, and then she just blurted out a whole conversation. And I went, I didn't know how to count and ask, what's your name? That's about it. That's the only thing I remember. But it was quite funny at the time.
That mine is like nine sprechen Sie Deutsch. Like I
Yes,
don't speak German.
that's it. And speaking to Deutsch, yes. And Hogan. Yeah, good old Hogan's Heroes back in the day. They weren't too German, but it was always fun to watch. And yes, thanks for catching the live. Deb loves crafts. It's here we go. This comment here. Yes, thank you. I'm surprisingly, I really don't go live much this time of the day. And like I used to go live at 5 Central Time US on Saturday. That was my main thing. Well, I've given that away. It's just not working for me. I'm just sort of spending my Sunday morning doing YouTube for for a couple of. It's just not working. But it's all about having fun too, to be honest. So if you can't pop in and like, look at this. The Sandvan giving out some great advice here. You can set keyword phrases in the comments moderation so it automatically rejects their comments. You certainly can. Keyword or phrases. That's right. You can, and I reckon use do so much sort of fun stuff. There has to be a few sourpusses complaining because like just say you go into like the wine bar you went into up in Stanley. What a fantastic place that is, and your video there just was the cheese platter and a few drinks that you had inside that crazy building with all that paraphernalia that's around there. If you haven't seen that one, yeah, the sand van, they went up to Stanley. I don't know what that video is called, but they were in Stanley in Tasmania, and there's this little wine bar that opens at random sort of hours, and it's done very well. It's a one of those buildings that they find random things and they just put it in the building, and everywhere you look, there's something unusual. There certainly is billions of channels to pick from, and that's why you're here, Gandalf. You know the good ones. Eat the worm? No, I didn't eat the worm out of the vodka bottle. A friend did that once. A friend did a few crazy things, but I won't talk about that here. But really great information and really been a great life. I tell you what, I have had a very fortunate. I've been very lucky, but I think you bring your own luck. You work hard and you do what you do. Like I ran a business for a number of years, and that sort of set me up. And then we sold that business, and then yeah, sorry about the life in Taslink doesn't work. Um, it shows a monkey with a magnifying glass. All right, well, let me fix that problem. I'll come over here. But and how Joe, how is your YouTube journey? Um, like you're obviously in the farming and the gardening and how do you relax on YouTube when you sit down to watch?
it's peculiar. What I've watched now has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's about finding the community for me. I've met such amazing people that before I did a YouTube channel, I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to comment. It's just like what I'm saying isn't important. They don't care.
Yeah.
That there are already 1,000 comments. They don't need mine. I rarely hit the like button because I was scared that I'd end up being bombarded with lots of content of a particular type, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, that'll ruin. I've just got the channels I'm subscribed to. I'm happy with those. That's all that shows on my For You page." And now, being a creator, kind of understanding how the comments really help, understanding how showing up and hitting the like button really helps. I do a lot more of that. And joining lives, I would never have joined a live before. And now it's just like that's how you meet people, that's how you make connections. I've had people actually come and physically visit my farm because
Oh,
I've connected with them on a live,
nice.
and they've gone, "Oh, I'd love to see it." I'm like, "You're welcome. Come, come have a look round." So yeah, it's the community has been amazing, and you hear like, "Oh, if you get involved in the comments, there are horrible people out there, and be careful." And
Yeah.
everybody's fake on YouTube, and I haven't found that to be the case at all. I mean, I know you, and I know lovely Shawnee, and there are dozens of others I could name, and they're all amazing people. I think Shawnee was the first person in this community that I really connected with, and we met in a live. That was oh gosh, was it Willow's Green Permaculture up in Canada? They had a live,
Yep.
and we got chatting there on a Saturday morning. I was like, I'll see what Shawnee does. I was like, she's interested in the same sort of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And you couldn't meet a nicer person, to be honest. Like when I connected with Shawnee, like so I've met Shawnee at other people's lives, and that's when. But when I said to her, "Where are you on your journey?" and then I was starting my second channel, and then uh, she said, "Well, let's we're very sort of." She was ahead of me, and I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, let's help each other, and we'll push each other, and then talk about our journeys." And we're saying, I'm leading the race, and we called it the Great Race to get monetized, and we pushed ourselves to get to the finish line or the start line, whatever you want to call it, when you get there. And it was a lot of fun to, you know, share knowledge about how things work and how things are working for me and how things are working for her. And it was like educational for both of us. And we both finally got there very close to each other. Unfortunately, I won the race, but I didn't really want to win the race. I was sort of hoping that she would get there first because it's not very gentlemanly to say, like nanny nanny na na. I
Na,
beat
na, 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 I beat you.
you. I was hoping she would
You
get there
clearly are not a
first.
big brother. A big brothers will totally be all over that.
Yeah, I know, but it's just not what. And that's wonderful, Deb. One of her grandfathers is from Tasmania, and her sister also lived here and died here in near Launceston. So, well, Tasmania is a wonderful place, and thanks Gandalf for doing what you're doing. Have a great day yourself, my friend. Have a good sleep, and I will see you on the other side tomorrow somewhere. Um, I've probably gone. I've probably gone an hour more than I should have. What I'm going to do, I'm probably going to wind this up. I'd like to. Anything you'd like to say about your channel and what's coming up, Joe?
I would say two things, if I may. First is Shawnee. She's a real powerhouse, and within YouTube, everything's so well presented. Like the research and the structure is brilliant. She's got to go far. The other thing is I have a live on Wednesday. I think it's, I'm gonna have to look at the calendar. It's 28th or 29th. And the title of that one is going to be Self-Sufficiency. What does it cost? Let me have a look. Um, Wednesday 28th at 8 p.m. UK time, which would probably be
Oh,
around 8 a.m. for you, early.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, and that's me.
And did you notice the other day when we were doing my lives and I said I'm going to do today and tomorrow, and then you come in with your comment, oh, well, that's my was you made a comment about you're going live around the same time or something. And
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I felt bad. I
no,
said it, and then you
no,
were like, "Oh, I meant tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh no, I just cancelled."
no,
I was
no.
like,
You,
"No,
well,
I'll tell people what I'm doing now."
you did realize I didn't do it. I just thought, no, well, I'll just
I
hold back.
did. I
And
did. Thank
it
you so
probably,
much.
no, no, you're welcome. More than welcome, to be honest. It is just sort of just finding your feet and finding the right place and the right time. Like this has been a fun time for me. I might try to do this time more often on a wonderful Wednesday evening, my time. It is one of those like right now outside. I can see the beach from here. It's like a low tide. The waves are just lapping, and the sun is still down there shining on the beach. That's where I should be. I should be down there having a bit of exercise and getting the old calories burnt. But that's where we are right now. So thanks very much for popping on, Joe. I will.
Okay.
I'm going to wind this live up and say good night. I'm a complete novice at creating my channel. So much to learn. Hey, have fun is your first and main goal. Just have a bit of fun with it. Um, Watch what other people do, and if you like what someone does a certain style, um, try using that sort of style for yourself. But in saying all that, thank you, Joe, for popping in. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for being here. And until we meet again, this is Radio Jonesy, and farewell, au revoir. And if I knew how to say farewell in German, I would. German. Nope, I'll leave it at au revoir. All right, thanks, Joe. Until we meet again, I'll see you
Take
all next
care.
time. Bye bye.
Bye.